Welcome again to Wagner Farms. Well, if you look over my left shoulder, you will see that there is a box back there that's got a whole bunch of letters on it, and that's the periodic table. We got our trace mineral box in yesterday, and so we're in the process of getting it put out. And if you'll also notice behind me, the sun is shining. It's kind of a welcome break from the rain and all the clouds we've been having. Been a little cool at night, but it's still nice during the day, and it's going to heat up to be a really nice day. But let's take a little peek at this box. You'll see it is set up to where the cattle, they'll literally just raise this lid up with their nose, and then they'll be able to pick which mineral it is that they are deficient in. The only thing that we still have to get is the sodium, or the sodium. But it's a good box that is hopefully going to last a long time, and it came already done, pre-made, and it is on skids and has a nice chain to where we'll be able to pull it from one paddock to the next to get it to the girls. But when they bring it to you, they bring it on our truck, and in our area they come here once a month, but we got a little bit of extra in order to have enough, because they say that when you first start, your cattle will definitely eat some of it right away. Whatever they're deficient in, that's when they're going to really start consuming first. So we have extra, in other words. But it's real simple. Just pour it in there, and all the bags are labeled, but we are also putting an additional label on there so we don't by chance get it mixed up. There'd be nothing worse than having a bunch of mineral that we have no idea what it is. But there's a piece of paper that is on the outside of the bag. There's also one on the inside of the bag, and then we are writing it with a paint pen on the outside also. But that's a look at the box, and we will show you here in a little while when we go back out to put them in the pasture.
Free Choice Enterprises is the company that sells this.
Yeah,
They're out of Lancaster, Wisconsin. Very cooperative people. They have a truck that comes to Kentucky and Tennessee once a month. And I talked to the driver yesterday when they delivered this supply that we've got now. I had no idea how much they do in the states of Kentucky and Tennessee, but he had his truck, it was a big truck, loaded down with, it was packed jam full of mineral. He was delivering this, going back to Wisconsin to get a second load to come to Kentucky and Tennessee. So it's being used a lot more than I knew about in Kentucky and Tennessee. So
one thing
that you need to consider, because we'll talk more about it in maybe a future video and get down to specifics about this, but it gives the cattle a choice as to what they need and what they want, and then we'll talk about it more later in another video.
One of the things we're going to do is there will be a link to this for this mineral. There will be a link in the description below, so you'll be able to look at that and possibly go to their website. But with that, we'll stop for right now, and then we'll take a look at the cattle once we take it out there. All right, we just got it set out here, and the natural curiosity, you'll see they come up and they kind of sniff it, trying to figure out what it is. Now, they're used to pushing the flap up in order to get mineral, because the other mineral feeder that we had had that type of covering on it, but it was just a small round one.
What do you think about just putting the cover up and leaving it, holding it up for a little bit?
That would probably be good, because we're not going to get any rain, so we can cover it, raise it up, and then that'll let them know.
Kind of watch them for a little bit.
You can see they're already trying to push it up. Now this will let them get their snoot in there and figure out what they want and what they don't want. And I got a few of them already got their nose right in it. And as you can see, they're picking at each one, and they'll taste each one, and what they're deficient in, they'll take. And we just gave them some hay a little while ago, and everybody was making their way over to the pond. And so when we pulled up, but this little group was just a little bit higher up in the area where we had hay spread. But they'll come down, and their curiosity gets them.
When they get a taste of this, they'll really want to drink water.
Yeah. The only thing we still have left to get is the salt. We're going to go get sea salt and put that in there for them. But I suspect this evening we will probably have one of the boxes, or maybe even a couple, that are close to being empty.
It's interesting, 309 is one that we're thinking is going to calve before too long. She's right here looking at it, and she's the first one to taste anything in it.
Well, interesting. All right. But like I said, we'll put a link in the description below for this company. And the company's name again
Is Free Choice Enterprises out of Lancaster, Wisconsin. And they make regular trips once a month to Kentucky and Tennessee. So if you're wanting to get involved with them, you can contact us. We'll be happy to put you in contact with them, or you can just contact them direct. Very helpful people. They've got a good production of magazine that they put out that really explains everything that they've done and the science behind it and the research behind it.
So what we'll do is we'll put the link in there. We'll put their phone number, contact phone number, and also their web address. And then we'll put our email address if you have any questions that you'd like to ask us, and that'll be wagonerbeef@gmail.com. So with that,
Boy, they sound like they're enjoying it. They're licking their chops.
they're smacking their lips.